Ohio ever have a bobcat season? No. Very good question. Very good question. A question people have contemplated for a while. We're going to take a deep dive into bobcats and see what has to happen in order for us to have a bobcat season. So come on. Okay, so this is a map of the U.S., and this is a map of Ohio and all the states that surround us. See us all kind of touching there, you know. Kentucky and West Virginia are kind of having a little smooch at the bottom. We're kind of touching hips with Indiana. Let's see how many of these states you can legally harvest a bobcat in. There we go. Okay, so of all the states that touch Ohio, all of them, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, they all have a bobcat season. Indiana doesn't have a bobcat hunting season, but they have a trapping season. So it is widely believed that the reason the bobcat has come back, starting around the early 2000s, people have seen bobcats skyrocket. I can remember being in high school and hearing people talk about seeing bobcats for the first time. So, you know, sometime around the year 2000 until now, bobcats have made a huge comeback. And most biologists say that they have just migrated from the surrounding states, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, that have bobcats, have a sustainable population of bobcats, which if you're in southeastern Ohio, or probably anywhere in Ohio, but really southeast, you know we have a ton of bobcats. You see them all the time on your trail cameras. The state has some charts. They have a whole bobcat report that you can pull up and read on the ODNR's website. But the crux of the matter is we don't know how many bobcats there are. Most bobcat reportings, over 500 bobcat reportings, year after year, come just from trail cameras. That's the majority of the reporting. It's coming from trail cameras. It's coming from hunters who have trail cameras. Anti-hunters are not sitting trail cameras out in the woods and seeing what they have going on. Okay, that information is coming from us. So remember that. If you've raised chickens or geese or ducks or anything like that, you know what kind of problem a bobcat can present to you. So here are your options when it comes to finding a bobcat in Ohio that's terrorizing your homestead or terrorizing your farm. So you wake up and you find 10 dead chickens. Well, really, you only have one recourse of action here. You can't poison them, you can't trap them, you can't shoot them. However, you can rehome them. You can get one of these have-a-heart traps or whatever, these kind of cage traps that doesn't kill an animal. You can trap them there, and you can call your local wildlife officer, your local game warden. And I'm going to show a little video here at the Buckeye Hero Hunt last year. There was a local farmer. His chickens were getting destroyed by a bobcat, killed a bunch of his chickens. He had one of these have-a-heart traps. He set it out. He caught the bobcat. He called his local conservation officer. He came and picked it up, and he brought it to a state forest and let that go. And we got to, those of us that were part of the hunt got to see that. It was kind of cool to see that. But that's really your recourse. If you've got a bobcat that's killing your animals, call your local game warden. That is your only solution right now, legally, that I know of. Maybe somebody knows of something else. But if you trap it, call your game warden and ask him what he wants you to do with it or what she wants you to do with it. That's really your only recourse right now. The last time anything bobcat related was on the voting dock for the ODNR, 50 folks from PETA showed up and 2 trappers showed up. No hunters, not a single hunter showed up. If you want a hunting season for bobcats, trapping season step 1. Make your voices heard, because the next time bobcats are on the ballot, you better believe PETA, they're going to show up. And if hunters and trappers sit at home because we don't want to waste an evening driving to Columbus and tell them what's going on, then we're never going to have a season. If Lion King taught us nothing else, it's the circle of life. And wherever there's a predator, prey are going to die. We totally get that. There's coyotes everywhere here. I have pictures of coyotes and bobcats destroying a fawn on our property, 2023. I went up and looked at it, and sure, I get it. Even if there was a bobcat season, even if there was a bobcat hunting season, that fawn very well still could have died, and that's just part of the circle of life, and I get it. But I guess on the heels of the EHD conversation and all the deer that we've lost down here, why add to the dwindling numbers by watching fawns get killed off by predators we're not allowed to harvest? I don't know what the solution is. I do know that the ODNR goes a lot off of what is reported, how many bobcats are reported. And if you look, there's not that many that get reported. I think that's because we see them all the time. If you're driving up and down a highway in southern Ohio and you see a dead bobcat on the side of the road, report it if you can. Because more than likely, no one's going to report that. People are going to drive by it for days and days and days until it's gone and drug off by some other animal. The ODNR goes off of these sightings and confirmed sightings, take a picture so they can have it confirmed, but all they care about is confirmed reports, confirmed sightings. But if hunters and trappers don't step up, this is never going to happen, and it's going to become such a taboo thing, it's going to just get more and more difficult to get. So if you're seeing the turkey numbers go down, by the way, Ohio's bag limit went down. So if you're a turkey hunter, you feel that, you know that. Not to go off on a tangent, but the NWTF, I'm a huge supporter of the NWTF. I love the turkey hunt. I support the NWTF. If you're a trapper, you should support the Trappers Association. And trappers have really benefited of the NWTF, Quail Forever, even the Rough Grouse and the American Woodcock societies. I mean, I've seen more woodcock in the last 5 years than I've seen my entire life. So kudos to these people. They are changing habitat. They are bringing back habitat to places that have been absolutely squelched of good habitat for the last 2 decades. We're bringing it back. It's taken a lot of money, a lot of hard work, and a lot of people getting their boots dirty and working hard. But bobcats have benefited. Bobcats' habitat is back. They are thriving. And that is because of all these other organizations that have brought this habitat back. PETA hasn't given one nickel to bobcat habitat, okay? But they'll show up to the meetings and they'll scream that we shouldn't be allowed to harvest them. If you disagree, you need to let your voice be known. I guess all this talk about EHD, and a lot of people have brought up, what about the bobcats? That's it. I'm losing daylight. I'm going to hop off here, but thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. I hope this was somewhat informative or helpful. Leave a comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.